nice. I really like the way this came out. Plus it has an interesting feature. You get a pop-up head. So that, I think, is actually pretty cool. It's a nice little bonus. And, you know, if you're an army builder, you could have gotten a bunch of these. I only got one because, hey, that's generally how I get stuff. I don't really need more than one. The battlized figures are also pretty nice. You kind of get something here that looks pretty decent. An interesting gimmick of a rotation thing there. And it's a little bit more generally posable than the regular figures, with a gauntlet swivel at the top and a bicep swivel just above the elbow. Overall, not that bad. It's just, it is what it is. It's the Battleizer. Alright? Yeah. Not really a whole lot more I can say about it. The Legend Mode figures are also very well done. They have generally the same posability. They do away with the rotation joint right here, which is disappointing. Okay, I won't lie. It would help a lot of poses with this. But, you know, hey, it's life, and I kind of wish that this hadn't been glow-in-the-dark either. It just really kind of looks silly in their hands, and I really wish it had been a solid gray piece, maybe with some harder plastic. But that's life. I mean, this is really a kind of a minor thing. What is cool, though, is that each figure has a swappable head. You just take it, you just take this, and you put it on. Sorry, mine's kind of stiff. And they can go helmetless. That's actually kind of cool. The heads overall are, in my opinion, decent likenesses of the actors, with the exception of Nick. But hey, what are you going to do? However, there is one big glaring misstep in the fall line for the regular figure. No Solaris Knight. I mean, this right here really bugs me. Sorry about the white balance. We get a Genji, or Smokey. This is nice. I kind of modified it to give him a longer robe, okay? But no Solaris Knight. This is a custom that I made. They don't even give you a really good 6th Ranger figure. That's just a big misstep on the part of Bandai of America. Okay, I mean, seriously, how do you not give the fans, or anyone, to buy a good 6th Ranger? It's just to me, that's a no-brainer. You give the 6th Ranger. You give the full team. However, that is only one flaw in the figures themselves. It's a small thing, and really, a lot of this stuff is just small, because, in my opinion, the quality of each of these figures far outweighs the individual minor issues. So, now that I've talked about the regular core figures for a bit, I'm going to get into the specialized figures. Like, I have a couple of Zord Morphine ones. I'm going to talk about them really quick. Okay, the Zord Morphine figures are also kind of nice. I mean, it was the only way to get a really good-looking Solaris Knight in the line, unfortunately, and even then it's kind of iffy. I don't like the fact that it's got that right there on the back. But if you're just looking for a decentish looking Solaris Knight, it's there. It's just really kind of out of scale with the regular figures. However, like I said, I still like it. It's got an interesting feature where you can actually transform it into the train. I'm not really going to bother with that for right now. And also, the Zord Morphine Red Ranger here transforms into his Titan form, which I think is a really cool idea and gimmick. It's done simply. You just kind of add these on, and you got him. But hey, I like a simple gimmick that is fun. And this is clearly really kind of designed for the kids, just to give them something fun to do, and just give them a figure that does more than just pose and whatnot. It gives them something to play with. So I can't really fault them for that. Okay, now I'm going to get into one of the unique specialized figures. I call them big scale figures. I don't really remember what the full name was, but I'm going to get into it. These right here are really neat. You get a nicely posable figure. Seriously, these things have double jointed arms, knees, a rotatable waist, a rotatable wrist, a bicep swivel, a head swivel, and a ball jointed foot with a twist or swivel joint at the ankle. Sorry. These right here are really nice. They incorporate a sound feature too, which is, it is what it is. Sound chips in these guys and in the Legend Mode figures. You can't get the rights for the voice actor, so they just do something general. And for me, that's just kind of iffy. And also, personally kind of iffy are the chest proportions on these particular figures. They look really kind of big to me. But that's small and personally nitpicky. All in all, I love these figures just for how posable and unique they are. They didn't do that many of these, Bandai of America, and each of them really kind of feels unique and well done as a result. Well, a lot of figures that I covered, and I still have a bit more to go. And this right here is my favorite part of the toy line. Posable Megazord action figures? Yes, please. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, these are wonderful additions to the toy line. They look nice, and they are wonderfully posable. Like, for example, how the Titan Megazord right there is dual-handing the Titan Saber. I can't do that with any of my regular figures. It just really helps. Also, if I move this here Solar Streak Megazord out of the way, we got a Centaurus Wolf Megazord. I'll get into that a little later when I start talking about the Megazords. But overall, these were wonderful ideas, and I really wish Bandai of America would do some more with it. Unfortunately, they've kind of moved into other ideas, and so we probably won't be seeing posable Megazord action figures for a while, which for me is a travesty. But now that I've gotten the figures all out of the way, I'm going to start moving into the other stuff, the role-play toys, and then I'll get into the Megazords. The Mystic Morpher, I really kind of wound up liking a lot more than I thought I would. Okay, you have to understand the big differences between it and the Majiphone. Excuse me. It had a lot of its gimmicks removed, so it only encompassed this lower section right here. The spring-loaded feature was here, and everything was down here. Okay? Once you realize that, it's not that bad. Also, the spell system, it works for Mystic Force. Problems that it got used, the way it got used were, of course, more the fault of the show than the toy itself. The toy itself really kind of sticks well to it. Of course, it's quieter than the Majiphone, but hey, that's life. You accept that, you move on. I don't really mind it. I don't think you should either. It's not that big of a deal. The repaint over here, well, it's a repaint. You've got the Wolzard fire symbol right here. I'm hoping that shows up. Which is kind of a neat idea, and this was originally all clear plastic. I kind of painted it because that clear plastic kind of bugged me. But the Mystic Morpher itself was really nice. Okay, it worked really well for what it was. However, there is the area of the 6th Ranger's Morpher. The Solaris Morpher was okay-ish. It does away with all of the buttons here, and just makes this one the only operable one. But the original grip phone just made random sounds when you push the buttons here. So, it's kind of give and take. What kind of bugs me is that they replaced any tickets with that, with a little blade extension, which for me is kind of silly. I made my own little set of tickets myself, so it's not that big of a loss for me. But it is something to consider, and it is kind of a misstep from screen accuracy. The Battleizer is just that. It was the Pulse, it was just the way Bandai did it at the time to just kind of repaint the 6th Morpher for that, to include maybe something a little bit as a partial remold. It is what it is. So, meh. Yeah. I am not that thrilled with the 6th Ranger's Morphers. However, there are some roleplay toys that I was really thrilled with. The Magistaff. It is just as awesome, if not outright better, than the Magi-Stick set from Magiranger. Okay? That's my claim. I'm going to stick with it. Also, we get something really kind of cool. the Mystic Lion staff. Now this, I'm not going to be able to show off fully in frame because it is freaking huge. Okay, plain and simple. This thing was a big scale toy and a mega power weapon, I believe is what Bandai called them at the time, and I really wish they would get back to this, because this was awesome. This is something I, as an adult, can two-hand, and it still feels beefy. Not only that, you get a cool feature where it can transform into the Dial Rod bowgun from late in the series, and it fires little foam discs, which for me is just cool. Okay, that is cool. Now, it does leave a bit to be desired, in terms of screen accuracy. I mean, it doesn't have the dialing feature that it does on the show, but that was, I think, to be at least partially expected. And I think the pluses on this really outweigh the minuses. Okay, so that's it for those two. I want to talk about really quick a kind of a role-play weapon, but something I really like. This, I think, was also a neat addition. A deluxe Titan Saber. We don't get that many Megazord weapons for role-play toys. And this, I think, was just cool. It looks like it with a few little paint additions. It incorporates a little thing where this can come off. It's just cool and fun. And I really liked the role-play toys. Okay, I mean, it's just, you can't really go wrong with that. However, there are a couple of things I'm going to talk about really quick that I don't have. The Dragon Staffs, the weapon for the Battleized Red Ranger, I never really picked up. They never really interested me. However, they are screen accurate, and if you're buying the full line for accuracy, what was used in Mystic Force, you really probably can't go wrong picking it up. But really, without owning them, I can't really talk much more about them. However, there was one big flaw too. A lack of a good Jagan Shield and Wool Saber set in America. We got something, but it really wasn't all that good. And it was a shelf warmer for years. I remember seeing that particular weapon toy again in the Overdrive toy line. Another video for another day. Whew! Oh gosh, that is a lot of stuff to cover. However, now I think we're ready to get into the big guns, the Megazord. Titan Megazord, I've already reviewed, but again, just to put it simply, same mold as Magi King, but lacking paint. Still a very good combiner slash triple changer. Okay, so moving on, we have Shunk. Kashunk. The Solar Streak Megazord slash Trevelyan. Same mold, same features, same LED. It's the same bloody thing as the Deluxe Trevelyan, so, you know, can't really go wrong with that. Now then, we have the, I think the toy is named the Centaurus Phoenix Megazord. In the show it's just called the Phoenix Unizord. Okay, same mold as Saint Kaiser, same repainted Magi Phoenix slash Phoenix Titan, same weapon. It's the same thing, just for a good deal less money. Finally, we have Kashunk. Oh, this big fellow for the Toys R Us exclusive of the year, Magi Legend slash Manticore Megazord. Same toy, same electronic action, same auto combiner, same paint, same everything, just for a good deal less money. However, you'll notice there's one Megazord